When I first got into my fitness journey back in 2022, I had a friend that recently started as well. He was a few months in already. One thing that I noticed back then was that he seemed to be able to grow muscle very quick, especially in his chest and arms. Back when I was a newbie, I was very envious of this. I was jealous that he could build muscle that quick because he was probably 1 or 2 months in and his chest looked very big. Back then I didn't know about body types, what was an ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. So I didn't know that as an ectomorph, as a skinny guy, it's actually harder to put on muscle, especially in those areas. When I knew more about body types, that's when I actually skyrocketed my progress, and I wasn't looking at him the same way that I looked at him when I first started. There are so many other benefits being an ectomorph, and I just didn't see it because I didn't have the knowledge to know that there are these benefits. I just looked at him simply and be like, okay, he's bigger than me, so I feel insecure. If you're a skinny guy and you want to build your dream aesthetic physique, click the first link in the description right now. It will give you life. I genuinely mean it. Building this body transformed my life forever, and I want to do the same for you. Ectomorphs tend to have smaller joints. For example, their waist, their ankles, their wrists. So when you actually build muscle, you enhance that V taper. You can probably imagine, right? Your waist, it stays the same size for probably the rest of your life. And if you were to build muscle at this top area, you will just go like that. It makes sense, right? If you were to grow muscle and then your waist, the bottom stays the same, you'll go like that. But I'll be honest, building muscle as an ectomorph is the hardest part. I think being an ectomorph is the hardest to build muscle because you got no foundation to build muscle on. If you're an endomorph, you're fat. We have fat to grow muscle, and then if you're a mesomorph, you can just eat a little bit and then it converts to muscle easily if you weightlift. So being mesomorph is actually probably the best body type. But as an ectomorph, if you put in the hard work, you actually have the best body type in terms of aesthetics. So of course it's not gonna be easy, but it was never gonna be easy. This journey that you went on, it might be harder than others because being skinny and then you feel weak, it's harder to get your mind muscle connection, but it's so worth it the moment you actually start getting the ball rolling and seeing progress. That's the biggest motivator in my opinion, seeing my body grow and getting bigger, sculpting it the way that I want. It brings so much joy to my face. And I have this belief that me going to the gym will be a lifetime thing. If I'm gonna take longer than other people, I'm fine with that because eventually I'm gonna get the body that I want. And I hope you have the same mindset, because if you just want fast progress, you're gonna quit very easily when the gains start to die down. The beginner gains start to disappear, and now you're just in that intermediate expert stage where your muscle don't grow as much. That's when you quit. But then if you tell yourself, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, when you're 50, 60 years old, you still see those elderlies in your gym pushing some weight, right? You can imagine yourself being like that, and I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. So it doesn't matter if it's going to take longer to build my aesthetic physique, but it's so worth it being an ectomorph, having a small waist, and just having wide ass shoulders. Other body types might be easier to build muscle, but honestly they're all as equally as hard, unless they're very genetically gifted with the perfect muscle insertions and they already have muscle mass and they're lean. There's no reason to complain about this, that you're an ectomorph, so it's so hard to build muscle, I don't want to do it. Others have it the same. If you stick to it long term, you will reap the benefits of the V taper even more. I really want you to take advantage of this and make your shoulder to waist ratio even better. From what I've heard online, the golden ratio for your shoulder to waist ratio is 1.6 times. So your shoulders are 1.6 times wider than your waist. So you can go and measure that. If it's lower than 1.6, then you have to build your upper even more. And if it's higher, then you might want to tone it down a bit, maybe focus on other areas. The 1.6 times is only for aesthetics. So if you don't really care about aesthetics and then you just want to build muscle, then sure, go ahead. But if you want to optimize for aesthetics, 1.6 times is the most optimal number. And you can fast track your progress if you train your lateral delts. Honestly, this muscle is the only thing you have to train if you want to widen your shoulders, because this is the wide part of your shoulder, and the more you train it, the more wider you look. That's common sense, right? If you really want to go all in far, my shoulder to waist ratio is shit, the biggest ROI would be your lateral delts, which is the side of your shoulder. I've mentioned about if you're a skinny guy and you want to build your dream aesthetic physique, you have to click the link in the description. Right now it's going to be the all-time cheapest that you're gonna see, and next week if you come back, the price is probably going to increase because every client that joins me, I will increase the price to make the barrier of entry even higher, because I want undivided attention to like a specific type of people. Make sure you check it out and lock in your spot once you're ready. Thanks for watching.